Hello everyone, this is Mario Savior. Today I am doing a review. Every year in the middle of March I do something called Egypt Week, which is a little bit of celebration of ancient Egypt. And for this year I'm doing a review. So this is a parody of the American Office, which was originally based off the British Office. It's called the Egyptian Office. It is set in ancient Egypt, but instead of doing like I think a newspaper company, they're a tomb building company. It's called Ramses Associates in Heliopolis. So here are the characters. So, you see their age. You can see Thutmose II is 29, but he turned 30. And his older brother, Thutmose III, they're the two troublemakers and brothers. Although in real life, these two pharaohs were father and son. Then we have Khafra, who tends to be their number one target. Ramses III, I just want to say, like, the boss, Ramses II, like, and Ramses III, they're not related. Because, like, in real life, the second was the 19th dynasty, and the third was the 20th dynasty. Next up we have Tutankhamun, aka Tut. He dies in many episodes, just like Kenny in South Park. Then we have the youngest employee of the office, Pepe II. He's a very gifted child to be working at such a young age. Remember, like, if you don't notice, like, this is kind of like in the Flintstones where they incorporate modern technology, except like instead of set in prehistoric times, it's set in ancient Egypt. So like, instead of being like child labor, like Pepe II is a gifted child because that's how it is. And in real life, he was like the longest reigning monarch, like from age 6 to 100, like during the Old Kingdom. Like someone reaching 100 during that time, like that's like very unlikely. He was probably the only one who ever reached that. I have Imhotep, the assistant boss. You know him from the 1999 adaptation of The Mummy. Then we have Ramses II, the boss. So he was supposed to be the pharaoh after his father, say the first in this series, but decided not to. He just wanted to be part of the office. But the original company was founded by his grandfather, Ramses I. Then we have Cleopatra. Instead of being pure Greek, she is a mix of Greek and Egyptian. Sobek Nefru, Manetho. Then we have Ramos. He is Ramses II's best friend. He's the head of Ankh Life Insurance. Then we have Merneptah, Ramses II's only surviving son. Because in real life, like, he lost a lot of sons. And also in this series, like we like pretty early in the series, like in season 2, like I killed off his wife Nefertari. Then we have Ramses III's kids, Ramses IV, Ramses V, and Ramses VI. Then we have Merneptah's friends, Mutamwia and Amatwia, Dedia, Emil. You see, he's kind of like the punk emo-like kid. We have Tumac, he's an immigrant from Nubia. Then at the Pharaoh's palace all the way down in Thebes, we have Emop, the vizier. Cobb, you can see he has a bad left eye. Pharaoh's doctor and dentist. Queeb, or Keeb, Pharaoh's scribe and best friend. Zajamunku, the Pharaoh's magician. Nefru III, the great royal wife and queen. Ami, the Pharaoh's second wife. Then we have Senwosret, Pharaoh of Upper and Lower Egypt. Notice how he has 4-pack instead of the usual 6-pack. Then we have Akum, High Priest of the Temple of Ra at Heliopolis. And finally on the back, who's a character who I added 2 years ago, Potchab, like he was inspired by that man from the Peanut Butter Falcon who had Down syndrome, like how like Khafra first met him after he escaped from a nursing home. Next up we have a complete map of Egypt from the Egyptian Office. See in the Western Desert there are a few oases, but here are some of the cities. We got Alexandria, Rosetta. Some of these names are hard to read. I can't zoom in. We see where the office is. It's in Heliopolis, which is located in modern-day Cairo, the city of worship of the sun god Ra. And it's just across from Giza. Let's see other cities we got here. Moving once, Nice. And here we have what was the capital city at the time, Thebes. Last but not least, we have some of the many gods they worship in Duat, the underworld. We have Amun. His city of worship was Thebes. Anubis. That's his cities of worship, Lycopolis and Sinopolis. Atum worshipped Heliopolis. Bastet was worshipped at Bubastis. Then we have Bes, like he was actually a household deity. Geb or Jeb, whatever you want to call him. Hathor. Horus. Isis. Kepri or Kefri. Num. Khonsu, the god of the moon. Mot, you can see she's worshipped all Egyptian cities because like she is the goddess of truth and justice. Mut. Neith. Nephthys. Nut or Newt. Osiris. Ta. Ra. Sekhmet. Selket. Seth. Shu. Sobek. Tefnut. Thoth. And also on the back here we have Amit, the devourer of the dead. The devourer of the guilty dead. And Apep, who tries to devour the sun every night but is defeated by Seth and Ra. I also have one more announcement. So, since this is Egypt week, so I'm going to be doing a little parody of SML. It should be called SML Parody The Mummy. It's where like Jeffy develops some misconceptions about ancient Egypt after watching a little bit of The Mummy. You can see I have this cardboard version of Jeffy since I don't have a puppet. But I'll hope to upload that later in the week. Take care, you guys.